What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You know who I am, you know what I do, and you know who I do it for, and it's most certainly for you. Welcome to yet another edition of The Diagnosis, where I, your host, Dr. Rectango, give you all of your information, news, and opinion post-haste. And with that said, I have to come out with the honest truth, speak from my heart of hearts, speak from the inner soul and the passion that burns within me to tell you this. Disney, Pixar, make Woody African American. I mean, think about how much of a pioneer and how much of a trend you'd be setting. You guys would be trailblazers of the craft of the Wild Wild West. The craft would be molded by you, sculpted by you, forever changed for you having the balls and the intestinal fortitude to be a champion of African Americans. Because with Woody being black, think about it, ladies and gentlemen. You'll have an actual black candidate for Best African American to participate in a Wild Wild West cameo ever since Will Smith did that terrible, horrible, horrendous, gag-inducing movie known as the Wild Wild West. But that aside, imagine if Woody, that's right, Andy's favorite toy, was an African American cowboy, a marksman, a gunslinger, an outlaw who will be trailblazing blacks and African Americans worldwide for years to come, making sure that you know African Americans are accepted in this culture. With that said, why stop there? Pixar, we're sitting on a cash cow. I know you guys have original writers and creative teams and things of that nature, but you don't need those guys. Listen to me. Let me tell you right now, I would love to have a Native American Buzz Lightyear. I don't want you guys to stress yourselves in creating a new character that allows you guys to flesh him out, give him Native American roots. No. We're just going to take one of your white characters and we're just going to 100% change the script and make the first ever Native American Indian spaceman. And we're not going to give him some traditional, stereotypical name that would defeat the purpose of being a pioneer and, making sure that everyone knows Native Americans are accepted in this culture. So we're going to call him Buzzy Lightyear. Still in the realm of Buzz, but not too, quote-unquote, stereotypical. I mean, what are we going to call him? Buzzes with bees? That would just be racist, am I right? With that said, that brings me to... I'm sorry, I couldn't say any of this with a straight face. I tried. I did the best that I could with what I had, and I don't need spectacles to talk about the BS that I'm going to talk about today, because you see, it would seem as though there's a campaign that has recently started on Twitter called #Give Elsa a Girlfriend. Now, for those of you who don't know, I don't need spectacles or optical enhancements to see the bullshit and the fecal matter that sits before me on this computer screen, but it seems as though people from the LGBT community want to change a character and their whole premise of their movie and, having the whole Prince Charming thing. And they want to remove that and just make her a lesbian. Excuse me? I mean, you guys tell me that, your sexuality isn't a choice. It's genetic. It's something in the genes. So how come Ezra will be able to just turn it off at the drop of a hat because you want it to be that way? And let's just say that you get your wish. What does it do? How does that benefit you in any way? It's not like you got your own character and you supported them and you got to see them rise in popularity. You just took a character that was already at the top and made some arbitrary change to them just for no reason at all, just to appease people. Do you know that's exactly what people don't like? That's what we call tokenism. Oh, this character's popular. Let's just give them some change so a certain demographic and audience can be appeased. That's tokenism. Don't change a character into a token just because you really want a Disney character who's part of the LGBT community. If that's what you want so bad, how about you make Disney? How about you put the pressure on them to make sure that you know that type of character is accepted, will be loved, can be traditional, can be seen as the traditional norm, and back that. How come you guys don't try to tell them that? It's the same way when people are like, let's make Batman black. Why? What does that do for Batman? Like, what does that do for Batman? Like, what does that do for us? Because at the end of the day, we all know what the original Batman is, and this will just be called Black Batman. It'll just be seen as one of those many alternate reality universes, which will never be canon, and it'll just be off here in obscurity land, and really doesn't matter or contribute to the conversation of Batman versus any other superhero, because that will just be disregarded as somebody's headcanon and fan fiction that just so happened to be printed on a DC line one time. I mean, I just find the whole situation weird due to the simple fact of this. Let's face it, guys. You can't say that you want to end tokenism and you don't accept tokenism, and then you guys champion a hashtag that's all about make my character the token gay character, taking someone from such a high critically acclaimed echelon as Elsa and the entire Frozen series, the series that for some reason no one can even bother to let it go. Obligatory joke was obligatory. Sorry, I had to do it. But the fact of the matter is this: when you want to just change up these characters for no rhyme or reason, just because quote unquote a certain demographic wants to be appeased, I mean, this is going to be no different than if the next Superman movie comes out and then you have a bunch of people saying, "We want Superman to be transgender." Hello, I, um, okay, for what gain? For what benefit? I don't understand.